Might be retired, but he's still not out. Join former Australian all-rounder Jason Dizzy Gillespie
Hang on a minute.
and Travis
All-rounder?
Wakeling for some unfiltered cricket chat, legendary
that.
stories, and a laugh or two along the way. Let's play.
Now, hang on just a minute. Did everyone catch that in the stinger? I'm pretty sure I said great Australian all-rounder. Now, can you tell everyone in the room tonight how much I had to pay you to change that stinger from fast bowler to all-rounder?
Yeah, maybe $100. Yeah.
I'm not that cheap, Diz. You should know me by now.
Nah, thank you for doing that. That's very kind of you, mate.
You don't say I don't look after you. Hey, Diz, we are at a very special edition of the podcast tonight.
Yep.
Because we are at the Wando Vale Cricket Club. Oh, a live podcast. Give
Give yourselves a hand.
How good's that? Mate, how good is it to be here? You've been in the car with me all day. Are you still okay?
Yeah, I did have to buy some Nurofen at our first stop because I was getting tired of your chat. But look, overall, it was a wonderful trip, wasn't it? We had a few stops along the way, and it's our first time.
Yeah.
We're staying in Casterton, which is great. We've got some wonderful accommodation there, and it's our first trip here to Wando Vale. So yeah, very excited, and so good to be here.
Geez, we've been well looked after so far, haven't we?
Unbelievable.
Your dinner looked incredible, by the way.
It was awesome, you know,
Yeah.
and I knew it was going to be a bit, because I'm a vegetarian, guys, so, you know, I always know it's an issue with, you know, people. I don't want to be a pain in the ass, basically. So I often not ask for food. I just try and sort myself out, Trav, just because I don't want to put people out, basically.
Yeah, well, you're a good man, Diz. You're a good man. And the reason that I love you so much, it's Valentine's Day, isn't it?
It is.
And you are a good man.
Joe's not happy with you, is she?
Joe's not happy with me. I'm usually quite good at home with making sure I look after her with something nice for Valentine's Day. But I had to tell her a few weeks ago, I was like, look, I'm going to be away this year. And but she said, there's only one person that I will let you go away with on Valentine's Day, and it's Jason Dizzy Gillespie. And so here I am. But I thought Valentine's Day, it's all about doing nice things for for your loved ones. And you're one of my loved ones, Dizzy, as my podcast partner in crime.
Thanks, mate.
So I've written you a poem.
What?
I've written you a poem.
You've written me a poem?
I've written you a poem. And I am going to present it to you for the first time and present it to everyone in the room. So have you ever had a poem written for you before, Diz?
No.
Well, that's what nice people do on Valentine's Day. Anyone else written a poem on Valentine's Day before? Oh, one friendly gentleman down the front. What a guy. What a guy. Or there's just a few that don't want to admit to it anyway.
Did you see how he put his hand up and then put it straight down straight away when he realised
he
no
withdrew
one
that
else in the
very,
room?
very quickly. All right. So here it is. This is my poem to you, Jason Dizzy Gillespie. Roses are red. Your run-up was long. You told us you were a tail ender, and then you suddenly proved yourself wrong. Punter called you over, said, Diz, hey, you're in at 3. You said, I'm a bowler, lower order, that's me. Then casually made Test cricket history. Fast bowlers aren't meant to do that, everyone agreed. Yet there you were, bat raised, making Bangladeshi eyes bleed. You made 201, history sealed and done. Then you got dropped next test. It was a fluke, Dizzy, the selectors spun. So now in your 50s, reflecting on a fine career, cut short. All-rounder? Maybe. But still not out, that's for sure. May your Valentine's evening be steady and prim, much like your batting average before the Bangladeshis let you in. The end. What do you think, everyone?
That's not bad, Trav. Well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
very
you.
kind of you, mate.
Hey, I appreciate it.
You've been a great Valentine today, actually.
I have. And you've been a great Valentine to me. We've done rounds of drinks for each other. We've really looked after each other.
So he turned up at my house this morning, ladies and gentlemen, with a box of chocolates to give to my wife.
And it was a love heart shaped box of chocolates as well.
So he walks into the house. Hi, Anna. Here's some chocolates. Mrs. G just looks at me and goes, take notes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trav. You just put me in the doghouse now.
Well, hey, we're talking about Valentine's Day, and Valentine's Day, it's not just about your partner. I think Valentine's Day is about people that you love and people that are important to you. And there is someone who's not here tonight that I want to pay homage to as well, and it's Alan Podley Upton. He has played for these clubs for 7 decades. 7 decades at the Wando Vale Cricket Club, and he had a fall on Wednesday night, unfortunately. And so he's not here tonight, but he is currently the oldest living player. 7 decades, did. So you still playing?
No.
There you go.
Not.
So you didn't last
that's
half the
fantastic.
time.
We wish him well. Hopefully it'll be better soon.
We do. Hey, Diz, I thought it would be an opportunity to talk about community cricket. We're at a cricket club tonight, and I'm sure the listeners online would love to hear about your relationship with community cricket. Now, it's a pretty special one that goes through generations for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I started cricket playing in Sydney, as I was born in Sydney, but moved to Adelaide when I was quite young and linked up with the Adelaide Cricket Club. And that was the only club I played for throughout all my juniors, seniors. When I was fortunate enough to play for South Australia and then back into my career until I retired. And then, so it was the only club I knew. And it was a wonderful club in the inner southern suburbs of Adelaide. And yeah, a couple of years ago, my son Jackson made his debut for Adelaide. I got to present his cap. Probably one of the most nerve-wracking moments of my life.
What did you say?
I can't remember because I was choking up. I was genuinely, because my wife and our other kids there, Jackson's brothers and sisters were there. And I found myself just, when my boy was standing there and I'm there to present him his cap to play A-grade cricket, I started to choke up. And then I mumbled something, handed a cap, and then gave him a hug. And it was one of the best moments of my life, to be honest. It was pretty cool. And to see my son go and I suppose play at the same club that I played at, which was great. I mean, he's since moved on. He's forging his own path in cricket now. He plays for Adelaide Uni Cricket Club. But it was a wonderful moment, and it just reminds you, I suppose, where you come from, Trav, when it comes to cricket, and we all start somewhere. And everyone's journey is different.
Well, it's funny you say that because Jake Tompkins. Hey, big shout out to Jake Tompkins who invited us down tonight. So you talk about the Gillespie impact at the Adelaide Cricket Club. Well, the Tompkins impact here at the Wando Vale Cricket Club has been something to behold. So Mark Tompkins, he is the leading run scorer at this club, 13,000 runs. They've gone back through the scorebooks all week to find this out. 13,000 runs and over 400 wickets.
Wow.
That is an unbelievable record. He's got 12 centuries as well. And then Peter Tompkins, over 10,000 runs for the club. 440 catches, 7 tons as well. And then Jake put on a stellar performance as well with 7 today. So, unbelievable.
But it was a good 7, I heard.
I heard it really set the tone for the run chase. And from there, I think that you fell about 7 runs short in the end, so he could have done with another, but we were rooting for you, but we couldn't get you across the line. Hey, before we get into some World Cup stuff and what you're loving and not loving, because we're on Valentine's Day and that's the theme, of course. I'll tell you what I am loving, your shirt. Now, it is something to behold. Has anyone seen these ones floating around at the cricket grounds, people wearing them on TV? Well, this man's part of the reason it was invented. It's the Travis Head shirt.
Well, we thought we'd wear a shirt to reflect our heroes, our cricketing heroes. And for me, the great Travis Head is just numero uno for me at the moment. We created the Travis Head shirt, and they're just brilliant. Based on, I think this was when Australia won the 50 over comp, when he scored 100 odd.
Yeah.
Was it in India?
He was untouchable.
He was untouchable, and so that was his celebration. He had the trophy, if you remember, and it was just brilliant. So we thought we'd reflect that in a shirt. It's gone gangbusters, and throughout the whole summer, the Ashes summer, every test match I went to, I was commentating for the ABC. Every test match I went to, there was more and more shirts in the crowd. It was absolutely brilliant. And so for me, Trav, my hero is the other Travis Head.
Well, I'll work on that. I really would love to just be at least your favourite Trav. That would be enough for me. But we'll work on that because I wore a shirt with you on it because you asked me to. Oh yeah, we'll put that back up.
There we go.
You asked me to. You said
I did not ask you to.
Trav, we're wearing our cricketing heroes tonight, so I'm assuming you're wearing the shirt that I gave you. So I've decided to rock up in the Dizzy shirt, but
You're a dickhead.
it's see how rude he is to me. I come here, do all the hard work, get all the tech set up, do 55% of the driving, and this is what I receive. But no, I still love you, mate, because it's Valentine's Day. Otherwise, I wouldn't. All right, what you're loving in the world of sport. Now, you are loving. We spoke about it on the way here. You are loving the fact that State of Origin is back, and thank you for those who are ignoring the fact that State of Origin is on tonight to be here. Listen to us waffle on.
Yeah, I'm loving the fact that State of Origin footy is back. I was gutted when it disappeared, 20-odd years ago, maybe even longer probably. And to see it back, Western Australia hosting Victoria, I think it's absolutely superb. You know, we've lost a little bit in footy, in my opinion, by not having State of Origin. I know it's an absolutely global, national game now, the AFL, but I still think that interstate rivalry is something that we can nurture and cherish. And I understand the schedules are tight. Clubs are paying lots of money for players. They want to make sure they're healthy and for their team. But, gee whiz, state representation I think is pretty important. And I know the players love representing their own state. So, for me, I say bring it on. I want to see South Australia play Victoria. That's what I want to see.
Have we got anyone in the room actually supporting Western Australia tonight? There's a couple. All right, you're a South Australian then, aren't you? You're from Perth, right? Oh, yeah, another hand up at the back there.
He's the man who wrote the love poem.
Yeah. That is true. He's our guy. He's our guy. Well, just whilst we're in the room tonight, we're obviously supporting Victoria, but as soon as we get out there, as soon as we get out of the room, we'll be looking to see what WA have tried to cause an upset. No, we love the Victorian team, us South Australians. Hey, what else are you loving? You're loving the 20 World Cup as well in the T20s.
Oh, without a doubt. I think it's called a World Cup for a reason. And for me, I've never really liked these global tournaments that have 8 to 10 teams. That doesn't make sense to me. It's a World Cup. Let's get as many teams playing. Love seeing the small nations, the Omans, the Canadas, the UAEs go about their work. Italy, to be fair, there's a real Aussie flavour with the Italian.
South Australian flavour as well.
South Australian flavour there with the Menanti brothers for a start. So, look, I just think we want to grow the game. And for me, growing the game, you want to give the smaller cricketing nations some hope, I suppose, something to strive and aim for. So for me, the more, the better, I think. And it just creates good discussions. We've seen a game that, Zimbabwe, while they're a full test playing nation, they've beaten a powerhouse that is Australia. World Cups with lots of teams can have that effect, can't they? And it can have those sort of results and the minnows beating the big teams. So I think it's exciting, and I think it brings a lot to our sport.
All right, so that's a lovely segue into what you're not loving. And the first thing we spoke about we are not loving is Australia losing to Zimbabwe. Now, you do have some close ties to the Zimbabwean team. There's players there that you've coached through your time with the Midwest Rhinos, which was early in your coaching career. But from an Australian point of view, disappointing to be losing a World Cup game to a side that we should be easily beating.
Yeah, look, Zimbabwe are a good team, and did spend a bit of time coaching in Zimbabwe very early in my coaching journey, I suppose. So I've always had a soft spot for Zimbabwe, but no, I'm pretty gutted that we lost. The Australians lost to Zimbabwe. They should not lose. Respectfully to Zimbabwe, they're a good side, workmanlike team, but pound for pound, if Australia played to anywhere near their level, they should win that game and win it pretty comfortably. So pretty disappointing. A lot of guys underperforming. Yes, Australia have had a couple of injuries, but that's no excuse. They should still find a way to get over the line there.
Well, yeah, that was a pretty flattening performance. Does Steve Smith need to get into the team for the next game?
Oh, I think you'll find he'll find his way into that side. I think there's been a lot of commentary about Steve Smith and about whether he should have been in the original squad. I think his BBL form would suggest that he should have definitely been in the conversation. I kind of understand it from a selection point of view. They did pick players, the incumbents, that had done well for Australia over a period of time, but they didn't take into account any BBL form. And Steve Smith, to be fair, hadn't done a lot in his last time he was playing for Australia. His record wasn't brilliant. So part of me, the selector in me, kind of understands what Australia were doing, but sometimes you just have to pivot and see someone that's in such red-hot form and such clarity of their game that you just need to strike while the iron's hot.
Well, I tell you what, I was down at Live Golf watching the Pro-Am, and I saw him strike a few balls that he was not happy with. So hopefully his golf game doesn't bleed into his cricket game. But there was another guy that I saw down at Live Golf that you think also should be there in the T20 squad, and it was Alex Carey.
Yep. I just believe he's the best wicketkeeper batsman in the country, and I think he proved it over the course of the summer in the Ashes. I know they're different formats of the game, but again, you strike while the iron's hot, and he's been in superb form for a long period of time. I thought his keeping was unbelievable during the Ashes. I think he was part of the difference as well. If you look at his keeping up to the stumps to Scotty Boland, Michael Neser, that he changed the way England wanted to bat. England wanted to run at Scott Boland, wanted to run at Michael Neser to throw them off their lengths. But Alex Carey coming up with stumps didn't allow that to happen. And the Australians were able to just lock and load, lock in, line and length, discipline line and length, hit that shoebox and create that pressure, and England just couldn't handle it. So for me, Alex Carey, that was awesome. But his T20 form for the Adelaide Strikers as well has been superb when he's played. And as I said, he's keeping superb. So for me, I'd be very tempted to have him in and around that T20 squad.
Well, let's speak about some other games. There have been some unbelievable games in this World Cup so far. Some big upsets and also nearly upsets as well. Like, how was Nepal nearly beating England in that early game? That was unreal. And then the Italians going and absolutely disposing of Nepal. Like cricket history, that's Italy's first ever World Cup win. And you mentioned off the top the Menenti brothers, the Mosca brothers, though, from Sydney grade cricket, going none for 126. What a huge effort!
Oh, massive effort. And yeah, as you said, Nepal, have played really good cricket, but then they get absolutely pantsed by Italy. So it's the Mosca brothers play for Sydney Cricket Club, as did the Menenti brothers at one point before they moved to Adelaide. So Sydney Cricket Club have got 4 players playing in the World Cup, which is quite extraordinary for Italy, yeah.
And the Afghanistan-South Africa game. Did anyone catch the Afghanistan versus South Africa game? That was next level, double super over. Yeah. But Afghanistan had the game on a plate, and they just kept on giving it straight back to the South Africans. But it was a cracking game.
Well, it certainly was. But what really stood out for me was the super overs. They went for the first super over went for 17, and then the second one, I think South Africa got 23, 22, 23. And then the Afghans nearly got home by getting 17, 18 runs.
So the first 2 balls of that over, wicket and a dot, and then they go 6, 6, 6, chasing 24, needing 6 off the last ball. Then I think it was a wide or a no ball that was bowled.
That's right.
And then they needed 5 for the draw, 5 for the win, 4 for the draw again, and dropped it from there. But what a roller coaster!
Oh, it certainly was, and it just showed that you're never out of a game of cricket, particularly in the T20 space. You're always in the game. So, look, full credit to South Africa. They held their nerve, but well done Afghanistan for taking the game so deep. 2 teams that would fancy their chances of progressing to the next round. Afghanistan probably a bit of work to do now, but South Africa, for me, I think they're dangerous. I think they're a really, really good side.
So how are the Aussies going to turn it around? Can they turn it around? This is a big loss for them.
Yeah, and they've got Sri Lanka to come as well in their group. So that's a dangerous game for them in Sri Lankan conditions. I think that's going to be hard work. Based on the evidence that we've seen, Australia need to play a lot better than what they've shown.
So what are your changes for the next game if you were purely in charge?
Oh, geez. I think there'll be a lot of temptation to have Steve Smith playing. I think they'll have to look at the surface and decide whether they go an extra seam option or still commit to the spin. But ultimately, I'm not sure that they can do too much different. I think they just need to play better. Regardless of who comes in, they need to play better. You had a couple of guys Cameron Green, Josh Inglis both got naught. Glenn Maxwell got a runner ball 30, which is very uncharacteristic of him. He's not in good nick, but we know he's a big-time player. Stoinis, we're going to see if Stoinis is still going to play. He hurt his hand in the field. So a few issues with the Aussies.
Yeah, quite a few. Now, I just want to quickly, before we finish up this episode, I want to talk about the PSL. I sat there and watched the auction for as long as I possibly could the other night.
Yeah.
You were up till 3 a.m. It was a big night for you. But you picked up Riley Meredith, which I thought was a great get for the Hyderabad Houston Kingsmen, that's right. We're all Kingsmen. And a couple of really exciting pickups for you through the night as well.
Yeah, certainly. So for those who don't know, I signed up in the PSL, the Pakistan Super League, as head coach of the Hyderabad Houston Kingsmen, the new franchise, and we had had the auction Wednesday night. I got online at 5 p.m. and we were sort of all linked up online and talking through various options and scenarios and strategy. I didn't get to bed, Trav, till about 3:30. It dragged on.
I thought I was like, I can't wait to watch the auction. And
it was a long process.
I couldn't make my whole way through.
But ultimately, we got the players we wanted. You mentioned Riley Meredith, the Australian flavour. We got him. We got Marnus Labuschagne, which is great. So we're really looking forward to the tournament, which kicks off at the end of March and goes through to early May. So look, really excited about that, and dipping my toe back into coaching after being out for a little while now, just over a year. So, yeah, it's nice to be back.
That's right. Now, a couple of things, because self-promotion is obviously the best kind of promotion, but just back on our shirts, we're selling them here tonight at the club. Now, you didn't bring heaps, so people are going to have to get in quickly if they do want one, but our listeners online can also grab them at Gillespie Sports website.
Yeah, they can, helixsportswear.com.au. So if anyone wants a shirt, the old Travis Head shirt. As I said, we don't have many here, but if anyone does want one, come and see us. But they're great shirts. As I said, during the summer, Trav, just more and more people, I'd walk past between my stints on ABC. I'd walk down to the ground or walk back into the commentary area, and there's blokes walking past going, Dizzy, and put their thumbs up, and it was pretty cool. So very popular. Travis wears his down to the pub, which is cool. And a few of his mates, we got a few shirts for his mates, and his dad, Simon, wears it pretty much religiously every day. So it's all a bit of fun.
Well, you should have swapped it for a Ron Ball shirt, because those Ron Ball shirts are unbelievable. Trav was the
one who organised the Ron Ball shirts too. And us former players, we were invited into the change rooms, Trav, which was really cool after that test match in Adelaide. And Pat Cummins officially invited us in. We thought, how cool is this? As a former player, you're a little bit unsure about going back into the change room, because we've had our time. We've had our moment in the sun, and you want to let the players and give them the respect they deserve being in their change room. That's their change room now. It used to be ours. It's not ours anymore. So to get invited back in is really nice. So we went back in and just offered a beer, and the boys are very accommodating. They love seeing the former players come in, just like we did when we played. The former players coming in the change room was awesome, but Travis has just bolted out the change rooms. He's just bolted out, and about 2 minutes later, he's come back in carrying 2 boxes. He's going, hey, got on, boys. He cracks it open. He's throwing these Ron Ball shirts to all the boys. He's chucking them out. They all literally laughing their heads off, and they all put them on. It was just it was a bit surreal, to be honest, but Trav was like a kid in a candy store when those 2 boxes arrived.
So you haven't got one, is what you're telling me?
I haven't got one.
All right,
no.
you need to speak to your people. And just before we do go as well, the South Africa tour you've got planned as well. Is that starting to fill up? You're getting a few people locked in for that trip?
Yeah, we're getting a few people. So I'm hosting a tour to South Africa for the 3 tests later this year, which is really exciting. So there's the 3 tests. We're going to Victoria Falls, which is awesome. Going to Table Mountain, Robben Island. And we're also going to doing safari trip just north of Johannesburg, which will be pretty special. So really looking forward to that. So we've got a few people going at the moment. We're looking to get a few more people come on the tour, and I mean you have to put up with me, obviously, but it'll be a bit of fun and watching Test cricket and watching the Australians do well, hopefully against South Africa.
Sounds unbelievable. I'll have to you'll have to send me my ticket at some point when you've got it available to you. Hey, that's all we've got time for the recorded part of the night. We are going to turn the microphones off from the recording side of things, and we're going to go into a little bit more depth with some questions that you can't necessarily ask with the recording on. But if anyone who is listening online would like to get a piece of the action, just send us a message, because we're more than happy to see what we can arrange to come out to your club. But the Wando Vale crew in here tonight are being a sensational crowd.
Have been. Well done, guys. Thank you.
And we're just going to keep chatting to them for a little while. So,
absolutely.
Giz, thanks for coming on the pod. It's in your name, so I was hoping you'd make it.
Thanks, Trav. Mate, well done, mate. And I know you've put a lot of time and effort into this.
I have.
Yeah, well done.
No, thank you. You got to do what you got to do. But all right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll be back with the next episode next week. Good night.